Welcome to Gone Home. If I'm not mistaken, one of the first walking simulators. Now, to some people that might sound like something you want to avoid. But I really like walking simulators. I really like games that are willing to give up basically everything to improve the experience or improve the story. And honestly, one of the games that I think maybe the best game was a walking simulator. So yeah, let's see if they figured it out from the start. New game. The most basic of controls, because obviously. The full white.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really, seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
So I take it she was in Europe and came back to, then I guess, the United States. June 7th, 1995. 1:15. Welcome back home. Of course, the weather is absolutely dreadful. Right. Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it is impossible. Please don't go digging around trying to find out where I am. I don't want anyone instead of Mom and Dad to know. We'll see each other again someday. Don't be worried. I love you, Sam. And the door is locked. Well, I can grab a soda can. Press the right mouse button on the shift. Oh, I need to turn it. Frizzle right. Ginger ale. Okay, looks like just some regular can of soda. Isn't the idea that... Okay, crouch. Yeah. The idea is always that Americans are known for having keys always somewhere near the door. No idea if they have that in actual America. But it's something that always appears in stories. And they have one of those lamps that take forever to turn on. Ooh, author magazine, Stephen King. Is that a good sign if Stephen King is mentioned in the beginning of your story? That's a lot of thunder or a very large beast. I guess that's our family. Sam, Katie, Mom, Jan, and Dad, Terry. Mildly creepy, but okay. Oh, there is a map. Awesome. Welcome, new students. I hope you are as excited about your first day at Goodfellow High School as we were. Please be sure to bring the following with you on your first day of classes, so that you can get right into the swing of things. One sturdy folder with pockets for each of your 6 class periods. One lined notebook per period, or 1 large notebook with 6 divided sections. At least 6 pens, blue or black ink, and 6 pencils. 1 box of colored pencils, a standard combination lock for your assigned locker, a nutritious lunch, or $2.50 for a lunch provided by the school's cafeteria, a positive attitude. That's the one thing he didn't have, or, well, she. Who would this be about? Would this be about us or Sam? Please remember to get plenty of sleep the night before and be ready for the first bell to ring at 8 AM. See you soon, and again, welcome. F. Balance, Principal.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class, and I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House Girl. Great.
Great. So, we are in a house that's known as the Psycho House. That's just perfect, isn't it? So, a photo of somebody in military garb. And I'm trying to kind of memorize the names. Sam, Katie, Jan and Terry. But this seems to be either Sam with different hair or none of them. Because the hair... I mean, the color of the hair simply doesn't match up, and the eyebrows are also kind of giving away that... The eyebrows tend to give away the real hair color someone has. Obituaries. Oscar Doc Mason. Oscar Mason, 60, of the Boone County. Don't stop being creepy. There's no need for that. Died peacefully last month in his home. Mr. Mason was born on September 8th, 1933, in the house that would be his home for the rest of his life. He attained his degree in pharmacy at a young age and returned to Boone County to practice. He quickly became a well-loved figure at the center of the community. In the decades preceding his passing, he was seldom seen outside his home. A service will be held this Sunday at the First Methodists? No idea. Church at 1 PM. All are welcome. His survivors include his nephew, Terrence Breyer, as well as, in spirit, the people of Boone County, to whom he provided wellness and comfort. Terrence Breyer. It's that. Yep. Terry, I guess that could kind of translate into Terrence. And there's light coming from here.
Severe weather warning. The Northwest Weather Service reports high winds and torrential rain conditions affecting the following counties: Austin County, Boone County, Dawn County, Takelma County, and Wistaria County. Residents are strongly urged to stay indoors
Somebody
and
had
secure all
pizza?
windows and doors. Flood conditions are expected at lower elevations.
Let's just stay. There are a lot of objects here that tend not to hold objects very well. Redmobile.
This is a severe weather warning. The Northwest Weather Service reports high winds.
Okay. God, do you remember those cables? I think we still have a couple things in our house that still use them. Ancient things. Really need to turn the lights on in more places, and yes, currently the commentary of mine is absolutely useless, I know. It's also a strange house. I think it would be classified kind of as a cottage. It has that kind of narrow feeling to it. Oh boy, it's dark. No. Those lights always remind me of Amnesia Machine for Pigs, which is not a good sign for me. Grab a book. Benjamin. Okay, yeah, that is lightning, but damn if it's not very loud. Benjamin Elmont, the killing of JFK. A theory. You've seen the movie? Discover the truth. Oh boy, don't be a truther. That's... Discover the truth is almost never a good sign, is it? A superb work of speculation, plotted with amazing skill, and showing a level of magnetic artistry not usually spent in such... What the hell? Why is there constantly noises like somebody's walking around? It's not useful for anything. And showing a level of magnetic artistry not usually present in such academic pieces. A thrilling theory. I couldn't put this book down. An important new look at the circumstances surrounding one of the greatest tragedies of our time. From the pen of Terence Greenbrier. Away. Pioneer CLD D703 combination laserdisc compact disc player. Okay, so that's just a CD player, I think. I'm not going to pay attention to you. Okay, fine. Stop it with the noises. Christ, I hate atmospheric noises. They say the jack of all trades is a master of none. I have to disagree. Mastery is not a question of specialization, but sureness of a purpose and dedication to craft. If you happen to be in the market for a combination LD CD player, you'll be glad to know that the Pioneer seems to share this particular LD, that's laser disc, isn't it? God, no idea what those things do. Yeah, those are, yeah, I think those were after my time. I remember when DVDs were semi-new, but yeah. Stage of emergency in Dallas. Is any of this relevant? Okay, we have a... We have a lot of theories, it seems like. Or No, somebody who seems to be obsessed with the JFK killing. Absolutely horrible weather. True stories. I was a teenage drag queen. Readers, tell us about their weirdest memories. 90210. Does anybody still care? I have no idea where it is. Middle gaze. How to subvert it. Sarah Holst. Not gathering moss. Okay. Odd and doesn't seem to really tell me anything. A stranger under my roof. #1 best-selling advice book for parents of teens. Teen years are fraught with change of all types. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. But these changes don't just affect your teen. Your teen's turbulent years are a change for parents as well. Maybe the biggest challenge you've yet faced since having children. This book holds insight into your teen's behavior. From the very beginning, as he or she first enters adolescence, up through the end of the teen years, as he or she enters young adulthood. The practical strategies here are based upon well-tested principles of tactical psychology presented by Dr. Alicia Medina, herself a mother of 2 teenagers. Prepared to gain a new tool for establishing a productive, healthy, and loving dialogue with the stranger under your roof. Yeah, it's helpful to really know what you... wrong button. Okay, that's just a socket. It's useful to know kind of what your teen is going through, because otherwise you don't know what's going through their head, making it really hard to, well, talk to them. Does that mean anything? So what even are these? Oh, bunch of coupons. Exam pamphlets. United States Department of Architecture. U.S. National Forestry Manual. Northwest Region prescribes burn procedures and precautions. Pacific Northwest Conservation Depth. They knew I was coming home, but they didn't seem to... You kind of would leave some lights on. Well, I guess the foyer was on, so fair enough. Reproductive System Sheep Work 6, named Smith, Greenbrier, date 9994. Direction: below are 2 stories. The events are all out of order. Get a sheet of lined paper, write Reproductive System Sheet number 6 on top. Then choose one of the 2 stories A or B and rewrite it. Begin with the title and your name. Find a topic sentence to begin your paragraph. Put sentences in chronological order. Make sure the last sentence is a good concluding statement. Okay, so... Look. This does not seem to... This does not line up, so what did she write? No idea if I'm going to keep this all in. Reproductive System Worksheet 6, a menstruation cycle, a novella. The early morning of September 1st, 1939, as a glance stared out the window of the train as it traveled from Vienna back to her home village of Wylam in Poland. As the train rumbles along and the sun rises over the countryside, she can only think of her Borislav, the boy she is engaged to wed. Meanwhile, deep within her guts, an ovum starts to develop. As this train approaches its destination, her heart races. The lining of the uterus is getting thick and soft. As Issa steps off the train, our eyes dart quickly across the gathering crowd. Then, there, her dear Boris, still in his baker's smock. He must have dropped his early morning duties at his father's shop to come meet her. Her heart skips a beat. The ovary releases the ovum. It travels through the fallopian tube. Over the wheezing of the steam engine, a deep hum grows. It's coming from the sky. Dark shadows pass over the station. A whistling sound. Essa, her thoughts only a second faster than the bombs, reaches out towards her dear Boris across the crowd. Her eyes lock and the moment freezes. The flash and smoke envelop him almost instantly. In the assault by German forces, almost 75% of the people in our hometown are killed. The rest, including Issa and, for a time, Borislav, huddle in a half-destroyed church. He is blind, his legs are missing, bandaged with torn bedsheets. Issa's egg will not be meeting a sperm. It dissolves. About 2 weeks later, Boris loses his grip on life. Issa has given up her rations to keep Boris alive, but in the end nothing can save him. Since the lining of the uterus is not needed for a pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. Issa vows to survive. She sets off to join the Polish resistance as a daring spy and saboteur. Another ovum starts to develop in one of the ovaries, and the process begins again. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. And the result is a CV, which I guess is kind of fair. Wow, seriously, I need to slow my mouse down so much. World history. Yeah, those books have a tendency to tell you fucking nothing. It's a weird thing to make such a huge story about, but on the other side I also have to think, fair enough. The Accidental Pariah. Terence L. Greenbrier. A message from our future. Save the president's life once, but within the next 24 hours there will be another attempt and the lines of communications are down. James Bond for today's audience. Compelling, a further worth its salt. Sounds like a book I would kind of read. March 8, 1976. Dear Mr. Greenbrier, I write to inform you that, unfortunately, Mercury Books will be unable to publish a follow-up to The Accidental Vera. Despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior, we went ahead with publications of the second book in hopes of the John Russell series catching on. Our sales of the second book have in fact been lower than those of the first, and so our stewardship of the series must end here. It has been a pleasure working as your publisher, and we wish you and John Russell the best in your future endeavors. Well, that's too bad. Let's hope he didn't rely on that. The game is kind of... Seriously, what's up with that? But yeah, they returned a fair amount of books to him. not a clock, but it's a lamp that I didn't see. But yeah, the game seems to kind of drag my mouse a lot. No. Lip balm. For external use only. Not tested on animals. Okay, neat. Although I'm not one of those people who is completely opposed to that. Katie, please tell Mom and Dad sorry about the stuff that's missing. Hi Lonnie. So if you want to come over to my house still this afternoon, that would be cool. I can drive. It's kind of far, but I can drive you home too, so hopefully that's fine. Ride back and leave this in my locker if you still want to, and we can meet in the parking lot after 6. Samantha. Yeah, I'm totally in. See you there. But then I'm going to kick your butt. Get ready. Okay, cool.
So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild. So after I was finished getting my butt kicked, I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl. But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house. Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow.
Cool. Good for you. And yeah, for some reason I can't just read that as just friends. Oh, Sam. Daniel from the old neighborhood called. He wants to come see the new house. Call him back. Mom, Daniel is a total weirdo. The only I ever hang out with him in the first place is he had a Nintendo when we were little. Ah, you gotta love those friendships, don't you? And yeah, those friendships are... well, as kids they definitely exist. And they can actually turn into real friendships. Worldwide timetable. Great, so remembering that time zones are a thing. What do they have it as? They don't even give the European time zones a name. Odd. Got to love how it's always Amsterdam. You would think that it would go with something like Paris, although... well, Paris is apparently very close to one of those time zones, although all of France is in the same time zone, despite how illogical that is, because it's in a different time zone than London is. I mean, it makes sense for practical reasons, but it also kind of doesn't. I wonder who did international information, though. Is there a lamp? There is a lamp here. Okay. Just a messy draw. Who doesn't have a lot of messy drawers? I definitely do. Well, I don't have a lot of them, but all the drawers that I have are messy. Directions to work from new house. Left on... Christ, yeah, okay. Travel time 1 hour 10 minutes. Okay, so... new place, don't know the roads yet, and absolutely unreadable. Grocery service. Dennis Greenbrier. Okay. And Goodfellow High School. And that says front hall. Pejo and Mexico. Okay, odd. Mile track and trophy. Regional track and field finals. April 22nd, 1991. Girls long jump event. Caitlin Greenbrier. First place. And one of her trophies. Regional track and field finals. April 21st, 1990. Girls 100 meter relay. First place. Jamie Blum, Carlo Jones, Shelma Rossi, Caitlin Greenbrier. Oh, are you one of those siblings that's hard to compete with? That's not something you should ever feel worried about, or, well, it's not something you should feel bad about, but, you know, yeah, Holy Bible, American family, for God. And that's nothing against the Bible per se, it's more a case of... I forget that Christianity is a thing most of the time. Dear Sam, it's so good to hear from you again. Who's writing this? Carol. Okay. It's so good to hear from you again. All this new house business sounds like quite the adventure. Remember the little dorm room? No idea. Charles? No idea. Freshman year, when you were miserable event site. Yeah, I think miserable? Fantasizing about on dream homes. I'll always say I wanted to mention you said you just wanted a house in the woods. Look who got both. Somebody up there likes you. I could use some of that magic. Send me some lotto numbers. I'll play them, seriously. But I shouldn't be complaining about this old split level we've had since Bob got transferred to... Seriously, fuck his handwriting. Wimperneck. We just got new filial siblings. Glorious. Yet I can... Let me know if you ever want to trade places. So how are the girls doing? Has Katie left on her big European adventure yet? Speaking of jealous. Write you back soon. I miss you, I think, Normally. Carol. Seriously, I don't have a good looking handwriting, but at least I can read what it says. That's a pretty vital point of writing, isn't it? See you in the next one.